Hello everyone, it's Mike Levin, SEO, on Friday, October 24th, and I am back in my home office for Coding with Mike Friday. And I almost regret having done my first Git pull before I started the video, because now I have actually separate places I run the code. This code is running, as per a few videos ago, on my actual Windows PC at work. I am not remote terminal serving into my Raspberry Pi here at the office, which is what runs the code when I'm here, but I'm actually running the code right on the desktop of my Windows PC at work. And so I did a git commit and push before I left the office, and I just did a git pull here. And so now I can answer a question that came in over the web from Paul Gaidas, who's saying, well, I can't see that bit of code that shuts off the AJAX functionality of JQuery Mobile. So let me vim Pipulate. No, it's actually in the templates directory. If I look in here, I cd into templates, and then I vim pipulate.html, and that is this line of code right here. So I do a shift V, I do a yank, and that doesn't do anything for me at all because that's an internal vim buffer. So I highlight, and then I do command C, which is a Mac operating system copy, and then I reply to Paul. This is my code. I think I will take out the script tags. He doesn't need to see that in a YouTube post, and it looks like a cross-site scripting hack attempt anyway. So there you go, Paul. I've answered you, and now it's on to my priorities of the day. And I love when I announce something like this on G+, I get 4 likes by people who are actually interested in the process of making a Windows machine work just like a Linux, Python, Vim, and Git platform, so that your free and open source projects just run anywhere. It's a great path to nearly everything independence. There's nothing that doesn't have dependencies, but the best dependencies to have are well-supported, long-term free and open source tools like Linux itself. So my priorities for today are to implement probably a better user interface than I'm currently doing. One of the things I did since my last coding session is switch from a key for this spreadsheet pipulation over to a full URL. So I got to get it running. Python Pipulate, get the server running. Make a request. Well, one thing I notice is that running on my desktop at work, as slow as my Windows desktop is at work, is still faster than a Raspberry Pi. Stopping and starting the server is one of the places where you pay a little bit of a penalty of using a Pi as your server. If I were to make a change in the code and the server restarts, it happens faster when your machine is faster. But now, instead of having to copy this key out like I've been doing, all I do now is copy the entire URL of the document. And you can see it says URL to Pipulate. I paste it in there, I hit Pipulate, and it's much easier now. I don't have to copy out keys, but what it also means is that when I implement this, and there you go, your question mark replacement, your hit on the web server, what it means is that when I can fill in just any old URL here from the bookmarklet the way I was planning. And let me pause while I show you my plans for today. Okay, so I have this bookmark here for external panels that shows you how to pop in an external panel. And the thing about this is the panels are located outside the web page. this means it probably will be able to be a user interface control panel that doesn't have all the strangeness of iframes, which is the way I implemented my system last time. If you'll remember, if I were to start a 25-page crawl, I hit OK, 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 and it pops up right in here. And the rest of the user interface is then in Google Docs. I would click this and pop over to Google Docs, but I want to do a lot more user interface building right in the right in the panel itself, and I need more room, more freedom of panel, and I don't want to run into iframe strangeness, cross-site scripting defenses, same origin policy, cross-protocol restrictions. There's all kinds of problems with using iframes, which are insurmountable in some cases, in the case of cross-protocol communication, if you don't have a security certificate, which you can't really have when you're not running off of a real domain. Well, this is .local, but I don't even think I could get that, but certainly not localhost and not an IP. So I need to take the bookmarklet. I'm going to be using the bookmarklet called, let's see, press this, no, W search. This is the bookmarklet that I retrieved off of Wikipedia. So if you go to Google and you search on bookmarklets and you go here, you'll find this example bookmarklet down here, which is a wonderful example. I believe it's withstood the test of time and scrutiny because it's actually on Wikipedia as the primary example. And what does it do? Well, if you highlight anything like navigation and then you click it, it opens a new tab and does a Wikipedia search on that term. There you see navigation. And I'm going to be essentially doing the same thing, but instead of opening a new tab, I'm going to try and open one of these panels that'll have this user interface in it, pre-populated with the URL that you were on, ready to Pipulate. There you have it. That's my plan for today. It's a user interface thing. I have some other ideas about doing trending and easy scraping, but I think this is ambitious enough for today, so I'm going to hit this full force starting now. And the subsequent videos will cover those details. Thanks for joining me. Hope to talk to you soon, and don't forget to subscribe.